Secrets of the Sea and Shadows. Veronica is a talented young woman, well known for her intelligence and resilience. After the sudden death of her father, Captain Darus, she receives a will requiring her to marry the pirate Darus to protect her family's wealth and the ship left behind by her father. Veronica knows this is Darus's scheme to seize her family's assets, but to protect her family's honor and the safety of her loyal crew, she reluctantly agrees. During the wedding, Veronica endures Darus's humiliation and the mocking of his men. But inwardly, she has quietly devised a plan to escape from this miserable situation and reclaim her family's ship. On their wedding night, Veronica secretly meets with the loyal crew members to discuss an escape plan. They decide to open a hidden passage through the cargo hold. However, executing their plan proves difficult. Darus, suspecting her intentions, has increased the ship's security. In a tense and dangerous operation, Veronica and the crew must work closely together to distract the guards and elude Darus's watchful eyes. Veronica and the crew finally escape from Darus, but they soon realize that the sea holds its own dangers. Caught in a violent storm, Veronica's ship is wrecked. She awakens in a vibrant underwater world where she encounters the Sea Dragon King, Darin. Mistaking her for an intruder, Darin threatens to punish her. Veronica cleverly explains her situation and her father's tragic death, moving Darin with her story. Seeing her determination, Darin agrees to help her uncover the truth about her father's death. Darin takes Veronica to an underwater temple housing a magical pearl capable of revealing past events. With the pearl in hand, Veronica witnesses her father's betrayal by Darus, who had once been his trusted friend. Darus orchestrated the trap to seize the ship and her father's fortune. Heartbroken and filled with rage, Veronica vows to avenge her father. Darin consoles her and pledges to stand by her side in the challenging journey ahead. Together, Veronica and Darin devise a plan against Darus. However, Darus quickly uncovers her scheme. He threatens to destroy the underwater kingdom, home to Darin and many innocent creatures, unless Veronica surrenders and hands over the pearl. To protect the kingdom, Veronica and Darin fight against Darus's army. In the intense battle, Veronica sacrifices her father's ship to protect the kingdom and its inhabitants. She watches sorrowfully as the ship sinks beneath the waves but knows she made the right choice. After the fierce battle, Veronica and the survivors decide to rebuild from the ruins. They establish a small fishing village where her father's loyal crew and sea inhabitants can live in peace. Veronica and Darin also form a small fleet dedicated to protecting the sea from pirates like Darus. Determined, Veronica resolves to fulfill her father's dream of safeguarding the ocean. One day, while patrolling the sea, Veronica spots a small raft drifting on the waves. As she approaches, she is astonished to see her father, whom she had long believed dead, on the raft. Her father recounts the arduous journey he endured after Darus's betrayal, surviving and holding on, waiting for the day he could reunite with his daughter. The emotional reunion reignites Veronica's strength, inspiring her to continue her quest and fulfill her father's legacy. In a distant kingdom, King Summit once ruled over a prosperous land thanks to a magical pearl capable of producing endless food. But as the pearl's power faded, King Summit grew cruel. forcing his people into relentless labor to supply his luxurious lifestyle. Many subjects began to suspect the sudden disappearance of the pearl's magic. But no one dared speak out against the powerful king. Hearing about the missing pearl, Veronica realizes it could help save the kingdom from King Summit's oppression. She decides to take on the mission to find the sacred pearl, both to avenge her father and to protect innocent people. Together with Darin, they embark on a journey to King Summit's kingdom, facing countless dangers along the way. During her journey, Veronica meets Prince Ryan, King Summit's son. Disheartened by his father's cruelty, he decides to join her after learning about the noble mission she is undertaking. Together, Veronica and Ryan overcome obstacles, facing guards and hidden traps within the castle, believing in the justice of their cause. After many efforts to bypass the castle's traps, Veronica and Ryan find the secret room where King Summit has hidden the pearl. There, they discover the queen, who the kingdom believed had died long ago. Imprisoned, the queen reveals that King Summit stole the pearl from the goddess of abundance to control its power and had imprisoned her to keep the secret safe. Her heartbreaking story ignites a fierce resolve in Ryan to stand against his father. After returning the pearl to the goddess of abundance, Veronica and Ryan are warmly welcomed in the sacred land. The goddess blesses them for their courage and sacrifice but also declares that King Summit must pay for his cruel actions. She demands that Summit step down from the throne and live as a commoner, facing the consequences of his cruelty. Veronica and Ryan vow to lead the kingdom with fairness and compassion, guiding it toward a brighter future under the goddess's protection. After King Summit is forced to abdicate, Ryan and Veronica officially take over the kingdom. Together, they implement new policies, bringing peace and prosperity to the people. The kingdom is reborn, with the people free from the hardships of forced labor and able to enjoy a peaceful life. With the restored sacred pearl and the guidance of the goddess of abundance, the land flourishes, and hunger becomes a thing of the past. Meanwhile, Darin returns to the sea, but he keeps in touch with Veronica, ready to assist if she ever faces danger. The alliance between land and sea creates a strong bond, where sea creatures and land dwellers live in peace and support one another. Just as everything seems settled, Darus, Veronica's old enemy, reappears. He has not given up on his ambition for power and wealth. This time, Darus allies with a dark sorcerer, using magic to summon dark creatures, spreading fear throughout the kingdom. Darus is determined to destroy everything Veronica and Ryan have built, seeking revenge and reclaiming what he believes is his. Veronica, along with Ryan and Darin, must face their greatest challenge yet. They know a new strategy is needed to repel Darus and the dark sorcerer. Together, they devise a bold plan to eliminate Darus once and for all. Faced with the threat from Darus and his army of darkness, Veronica decides to gather warriors from both land and sea. With Darin's help, she organizes a council of allies from both worlds. They agree this is a life-or-death battle, not just for themselves but for peace across both realms. The goddess of abundance grants Veronica and Darin special powers from the sacred pearl, helping them to counter the dark magic of the sorcerer. With new strength, Veronica feels more confident, ready to face any danger to protect her loved ones. The final battle erupts as Darus and his shadowy army attack the palace. Veronica, Ryan, and Darin fight valiantly, combining the powers of land and sea to counteract the dark magic. The fierce battle rages for days, with heavy losses on both sides. But with determination and unity, they slowly drive the enemy back. In the final moments, Veronica confronts Darus directly. He uses all his dark powers to defeat her. But Veronica, with the strength of the pearl and her comrades' sacrifices, overcomes him and wins. Darus is finally defeated, fading into darkness, unable to harm anyone ever again. After the battle, peace returns to the kingdom. The people celebrate, honoring Veronica and Ryan as heroes. Veronica realizes she has achieved her father's true wish, a life of peace and happiness for those she cares about. As for Darin, Veronica maintains a strong friendship with him. He returns to the sea but promises to always watch over her and protect her when needed. Veronica decides to continue her mission to protect the ocean and the kingdom, becoming a symbol of peace and courage. With the kingdom under the leadership of Veronica and Ryan, a new era full of promise begins. With the sacred pearl and the protection of the goddess of abundance, the people live in prosperity and peace. Veronica spends most of her time traveling, building connections with other kingdoms, and protecting the sea from evil forces. Standing on the shore, gazing toward the distant horizon, Veronica feels content. She knows that despite the countless challenges she has faced, it was all worth it to bring happiness and peace to those she loves.